Hey everyone, John here from testprepinsight.com, and today I'm going to be running down our list of the best CPA review courses on the market. Given all of the exam format changes with the new CPA evolution, we've spent the last couple months purchasing and reviewing a bunch of different CPA prep courses to see which ones are currently the best heading into 2025. And today I'm going to tell you what the top 3 are and who each might be best for. And by the way, since I'm just going to be covering the high points today, if you find you need some more detail at any point during this video, we also have a full written guide over on our website that has way more information. The quickest way to find that is just to Google Test Prep Insight Best CPA Review Courses. That's the quickest way to get there. Okay, so before I just dive right into talking about each of these prep programs, I just want to very briefly describe the new CPA Evolution exam format changes. I think this is going to help provide some context for my thoughts on these programs, and I'll keep it quick. So basically, the format of the CPA exam changed in 2024 to better reflect what CPAs actually do in practice today. This means the exam now places a greater emphasis on testing a candidate's mastery of tech skills and how technology intersects with accounting rules, rather than just testing you on some archaic accounting concepts. That's the big change in the exam blueprints. Plus, there's also the removal of the business environment and concept section, the BEC. That fourth section of the exam is now gone, which is actually kind of sad because it was definitely the easiest section. But anyway, that's now been replaced with a section of your choice. You can choose from Information Systems and Controls, ISC, Business Analysis and Reporting, BAR, or Tax Compliance and Planning, TCP. This elective section for the final fourth exam has definitely been the biggest update. So those are the two big changes, more focus on technology and a new fourth section of your choosing. But anyway, knowing that, after reevaluating each prep program to see how they've accounted for these changes, our highest rated course is Becker. Largely because they were the first to update their materials for the format changes, and we've generally been more impressed with their new elective section materials than the other companies that we'll talk about here today. But anyway, let me quickly recap what you get with Becker. Their course is built around 100 or so hours of live classwork, live online or in person in some locations if you want, around 800 on-demand video lessons, about 10,000 practice problems, including a ton of task-based simulations, textbooks, coaching and tutoring, and a capstone final review course for cramming. Now, this is without a doubt the most robust prep program that we purchased and reviewed. There is just a ton of study material and support here. But it's not just the amount of stuff that you get with Becker. They also package it up in a very smart and efficient way. Their learning modules are all well integrated with one another. They build from the foundational level up, and it's just easy to follow along and stay caught up. Plus, the quality is really good. Their practice problems are probably the most realistic that we've seen, including the simulations, and the accompanying explanations with the problems are very readable and understandable. And also, we really like how the Becker video lessons use their prep books as the basis of the lecture. Their video lectures will, generally speaking, guide you through the textbook. I like how they tie in these two instructional methods and show you where to highlight key points and take important notes. It makes for a really streamlined study process with a consistent teaching framework. And then lastly, I'll keep this quick, but I have to call out Becker's live classes. If you're the type of person that just can't get it going after work to study at night, or you just need a regular live class schedule to help keep you on point and accountable in your studying, then Becker has very good live classes. And in fact, I think they're about the only company left with regular live classes these days. The reality is that a lot of people just struggle to self-motivate and squeeze in studying at night, and Becker's classes are great at keeping you committed. Honestly, from a substantive perspective, we don't really have too many negatives with Becker. They just do everything really well, and the course as a whole is very cohesive and has a great structure. The only real issue that I can see is that Becker is expensive. Their packages range from around $2,500 to $3,800, so they are definitely not cheap. Though I would just mention that Becker is super aggressive with sales and special promos, so make sure to look for coupon codes and discounts before buying. With Becker, you can almost always find their top-end pro course for 30 or 35% off, and the other options for at least a few $100s off, so make sure to check for that. In fact, I'll do my best to keep the description down below updated with the most current discount and promo codes that I can find floating around out there, so make sure to check out that text below the video screen and maybe save yourself some money if you do go with Becker in the end. Alright, so the number 2 highest rated prep provider on our list is Gleim. And this is a very good prep course that we really like, but their program is a bit differentiated from Becker's. Becker takes more of an old school, traditional course approach with a robust curriculum, regular live sessions, and a bunch of assignments, while Gleim seems to prefer a more streamlined program with a lighter curriculum. Specifically, here's why we like the prep program from Gleim and why they get such a good rating. 1, they've got bite-sized and engaging video lessons. 2, the workload is very manageable. 3, we like their punchy outline-style prep books. And 4, Gleim is likely the best task-based simulations in the space. So let's do a quick rundown on each of these points. First, Gleim's video lectures are right up there with Becker's in terms of quality. They're short, deliver just the essentials, leverage concise lesson plans, and have really good production value. Plus, I like how the Gleim video lessons track with the outline-style textbooks, sort of like how Becker does it. This style gives the Gleim course a very integrated and cohesive feel. Then second, the workload. Gleim does a very nice job of breaking material off into manageable study units. Basically, the course overall has a more manageable feel to it from a workload perspective than others. And then third, the prep books. I was a big fan of how Gleim keeps their prep books really tight and punchy by structuring them more like an outline rather than a college textbook. I think this is a smart decision and makes the assigned reading you get every day extremely manageable. It's usually just 5 to 10 pages of reading and it goes by fast. And lastly, the task-based simulations. I won't lie to you, simulations are the worst part of the CPA exam. They're difficult and time-consuming and open-ended. To me, multiple choice is just way easier. But because of this probably means you need to practice more simulations than you do multiple choice, and Gleim is great for that. They have more task-based simulations than any other prep provider, and they are very good. They're highly realistic of what you're going to see on exam day, and I think this aspect of their course might actually be the greatest strength. So that's why we like Gleim. It's a solid, efficient prep course, and they've done a nice job staying on top of the CPA Evolution exam format updates. Plus, Gleim does tend to offer more value than Becker in terms of pricing. The flagship Gleim course, called the Premium course, costs right around $3,000, which is about $800 cheaper than Becker's comparable option. But even at that, like Becker, you can almost always find a discount on the Gleim course, usually $1,000 off, making the course a shade under $2,000, so make sure to check for codes. Again, those will be down below for you. And finally, the last course that I want to cover today is Surgent CPA Review. And this is a solid all-around CPA prep program, but I would say it does have one particularly useful feature or use case. It is hyper efficient. If you're studying after work and pressed for time, or maybe you just don't really have large chunks to dedicate to studying for the CPA, then Surgent is a great option. And here's why I say that. Surgent uses some really smart adaptive software in their program that optimizes your study plan. I mean, to be clear, most CPA prep companies today do this to some extent, but none are as powerful or optimized as Surgent's from what we can tell. With Surgent, you can literally see the program alter your study plan on a drill-by-drill basis. The second you hit a requisite threshold of knowing a concept, boom, it's marked as mastered and you're moving on to the next topic. There's no wasting time working the same problem type over and over. So how this works is Surgent's algorithm analyzes your performance on an initial assessment and then your ongoing performance to constantly optimize. Or in other words, because their focus seems to be on efficiency and saving time, if you're looking for the path of least resistance to a 75 on each section of the exam, Surgent is likely going to get you there the quickest. Now, in all fairness, I was not crazy about the video lessons and found them to be a little bit on the dry side. And in fact, the whole course has more of a dry feel to it. But if you don't mind that and you value efficiency over interface or delivery, then this is a good all-around course. And one other cool feature that is slightly differentiated from the other CPA prep providers, which I want to mention, is that a lot of Surgent's practice problem explanations actually have hyperlinks over to the relevant blueprints and code sections and regs if you need a deeper explanation. It's just a cool little feature that gives the course a nice integrated and streamlined feel. And one final thing, Surgent does cost about the same as Gleim, meaning it's a little bit cheaper than Becker, so that's pretty nice as well. And they also are pretty good about running sales also. Honestly, all of these prep companies kind of have to be since there's so much competition these days, so make sure to check below for coupon codes. But anyway, that's kind of it for this video, so let me wrap it up with some final thoughts. But actually, before I forget, I should mention that since you're studying for the CPA exam, we actually give away a free prep course every single month to one lucky person. It's really easy to enter. Just do the 3 simple things listed right here on screen. It'll literally take you 10 seconds, and hey, you never know. You could win a totally free CPA prep course. Okay, so some final thoughts here. Now, I know picking a CPA course is not easy, and to some extent, the best course does depend on your situation, learning style, budget, and other preferences. But after having a chance to purchase and re-review these programs, overall, we think Becker is currently the best CPA prep course out there, and it's the one that we would recommend. Whether you want live classes, on-demand video lessons, quality practice work, and task-based simulations, or direct studying guidance, they just do it all really well, and we were just really impressed with their course updates. Honestly, Becker is the CPA prep program that I would choose, all else being equal. But anyway, I hope this video has been helpful and you learned a little something. If so, please subscribe to our channel, and best of luck in your CPA prep journey.